Hey there, and welcome. So, we all want our kids to have the best start, right? And for so many of us parents, that means getting a jump on skills like writing. You see those tiny little hands wrapped around a big pencil, and you just picture them writing their names so perfectly. But what if I told you that the single best thing you can do for their future handwriting is to take that pencil away right now?
Okay, I know. That sounds completely backward, doesn't it? Take away the very tool they need to learn. But believe it or not, this surprising piece of advice is all about the simple biology of a child's development. So in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly why pushing a pencil too early can seriously backfire, and, more importantly, what you should be doing instead to set your child up for real writing success down the road.
All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty science of why this is actually true. The whole argument against rushing a 3-year-old into writing has nothing to do with how smart they are or how much they want to learn. Nope, it's all about pure physiology, what's physically going on inside their tiny hands. Now, we've all heard about the tripod grip, right? That's the goal, holding a pencil perfectly between the thumb and the first two fingers. And it is the goal. But here's the thing, it's the finish line, not the starting point. When we try to force a child's hand into that position before the muscles are even ready, we're actually creating a bunch of problems. It can lead to a really weak, inefficient grip, make their hand get tired super fast, and just build this cloud of frustration around something that should be fun. To really get why, we've got to talk about how motor skills develop. You've got two types. First, gross motor skills. These are the big movements, running around, jumping, climbing all over the playground. They build strength in the big muscles, like in the arms, shoulders, and even the core. Then you have fine motor skills, which are all those little precise movements in the hands and fingers. And here's the crucial part. Fine motor control is built on a foundation of gross motor strength. You see, a kid needs a strong core and stable shoulders just to be able to control what their fingers are doing. And this is the real kicker. A 3-year-old's hand is literally still under construction. The bones aren't fully hardened yet. A lot of that structure is still soft, flexible cartilage. Trying to grip a pencil tightly puts a ton of strain on these developing structures. They just don't have the bony architecture yet to handle that kind of focused, strong work. Okay, so if we're putting the pencils on hold, what's the solution? Well, this brings us to a way more effective and honestly a way more fun approach, focusing on pre-writing skills. This is where the magic really happens.
Pre-writing skills are pretty much what they sound like. They are all the building blocks that have to be locked in place before a kid is truly ready to write. So as you can see, this isn't about practicing letters at all. It's about developing the physical tools, the hand strength, the finger dexterity, the hand-eye coordination that make writing feel easy and natural later on. And the best part? We build these skills through play. Seriously, forget the worksheets. Squeezing and rolling Play-Doh is like a full-on gym session for all those little muscles in the hand. Drawing big, swooping shapes in a tray of sand or salt lets them feel the motion of letter forms without any of the pressure of holding a tool. And using tweezers to pick up little pom-poms, that's not just a game, it's direct training for that pincer grasp, the exact same motion they'll need for that perfect tripod grip.
So let's connect the dots here. How does all this play actually lead to a pen? It's really important to see that this stuff isn't a distraction from learning to write. It is the most direct path to getting there.
The proper sequence is actually super simple and logical. Step 1, let them play big. Build those large muscles first. Step 2, bring on the Play-Doh, the sand, the tweezers, all that fun stuff to develop those small hand muscles. And then, and only then, once that solid foundation is there, do we get to step 3, formally introducing the pencil and teaching that tripod grip, when their hands are finally strong enough and ready for it.
Look, if you take just one thing away from this whole explainer, please let it be this. It's the one concept that just flips the whole traditional approach on its head. The crucial point is, build the muscles before you teach the grip. It's that simple. Everything else will just fall into place naturally from there. And all of this kind of leaves us with a much bigger question, doesn't it? It's about so much more than just handwriting. In our rush to prepare our kids for school and for their academic futures, are we maybe forgetting that the most important work of early childhood, the stuff that actually builds their brains and their bodies, doesn't happen at a desk? It happens through play.